Hello, Imperium. I'm finally back home from Vegas. Yesterday was the final day. Yeah, had the plane ride. I got in. I got in like the bare minimum as far as deep work, so it was better than the bare minimum shallow work. Yeah, 3.13 hours. Really should focus and output though. I could have squeezed out quite a bit more. I was still being a victim of my environment, but thankfully I'm out of that horrible work environment now, and I'm finally just at home and I can after like trying to work in Vegas, working at home is gonna be like a fucking easy mode, bro. But I'm not gonna be all talk of that. I gotta like lock in. This week is gonna be very very productive. But yeah, finished. I finished my critical thinking on Google business profile and Google Maps optimization for electrical contractors, which was taking me multiple days because I was being slow and not working enough. Yeah, I could have got through my necessities faster. I could have worked on my phone a bit more, like on the plane and stuff, because I couldn't have my laptop out the whole time, ascending, descending, and shit. And and yeah, let's see, time audit. Uh, Come on, brother. There we go. Yeah, I was truly sleeping because I needed that after all the shitty sleeps. Woke up, vlog, accountability post. Could have been way faster, definitely. Did my workbook, and then yeah, I don't even know what this is, bro. That's just what happens in Vegas sometimes, bro. Yeah, I did my productivity prompt kind of late, and then I found like this 15-minute timer thing for to make myself even more urgent. So now my phone's gonna be blasting me every 15 minutes unless I'm like at school or work, so I'll turn it off. But that'll keep me more uh aware of my time audit shit. I was doing that originally with like the normal timer, but it's really annoying. You have to set it every time. So now I just have an auto timer, and that's gonna be very helpful in keeping me on track throughout the day when I'm not at my computer and I don't have now I actually have an alarm to kick me into action every 15 minutes. And yeah, make sure to maximize as much time blocks as possible. Uh, yeah, I had to leave the hotel, just traversing stuff. Went to the Big Apple Coaster in Italy and shit. That was pretty fire. I had a little bit of window for deep work at my restaurant, and then I got my food like immediately. I speed around eating that shit, then I got to work and I had to use the bathroom apparently. And I remembered since I left on Thursday, I missed 2 days of school, so I had to start doing fucking schoolwork on vacation, but that's fine. I was speed running that crap. There's still a lot of work though, and yeah, I got like all of it done, thankfully, in that window. I wait for my Uber. I was checking scale because I couldn't work. I got back to work, traversing the airport, got back to my schoolwork. I got like distracted by YouTube randomly for like 2 minutes. I don't even know how that happened, but it did. Then I anchored myself back into 3.4 with urgency. I quickly ate like this burger I got. Yeah, now I'm not gonna be eating anything but chicken and rice for a few days, bro. And eggs and avocado. That's my diet, low key. So much better than the shit I was eating in Vegas. Yeah, I was low key enjoying the view because it was like a sunset. I was coping hard instead of working. I was like, damn, this view is nice as fuck. And yeah, I did some work. I did more work than this. I don't know. I didn't get much done on the plane for some reason. It was like really hot and I felt like shit and I was using that to cope. I know there's people out there who have like chronic pain and still work. Like, yeah, I'm just being a bitch, honestly. But yeah, I ended up getting to my 2 hours of deep work anyway because I worked on the plane or the car ride home, and I ultimately went to bed at like fucking 1:50, and I was doing pretty much everything as fast as I could after the plane ride. Yeah, that's all the habits I got in. And then let's see, accountability post. I did meet all of the minimums yesterday. And yeah, now I'm gonna start doing this 20 dials niche interview outreach every business day until I complete my final 15 niche interviews. So I'm gonna start that today. I'm gonna be at school adding more leads to my lead list. And as soon as I get home, so as I have my lunch break at school, I'll be just dialing. I'm gonna be more locked in on dialing than I ever have been. I gotta really overcome that shit because I know actual outreach is gonna require a lot more than niche interview outreach, and I was still like coping, not doing that shit. But yeah, and today the cloud productivity goals thing. Uh, I have an actual structured day for once because I'm not in Vegas. So yeah, on that right now, I got to my email. I might get to some. Yeah, I probably will get to some outreach if I lock in. I got to add leads to my sheet and downtime. Outreach at lunch, then meditation when I get home. And get into. I might do meditation after lunch, but yeah, have my lunch, low carb lunch, and then yeah, I got some errands. Once my niche is closed at 5 across the whole U.S., I'll get to that shit. Do it ASAP. Then I'll get home, synthesize my interview notes of Claude and shit, and work on some critical thinking until bed, probably. Also, this is not going to take an hour and 30. That's just what Claude thinks. Um, Dinner. There, yep, all that shit. But yeah, this is probably way too long of a vlog, but I had a little bit of shit to say today. So yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. This week is going to be one of my best weeks. I vow that, bro. I do have some fast food shifts though. They're going to cut a lot of time down. All right, see y'all.